How do penguins survive deadly snowstorms? In the farthest corner of our planet, a world frozen in silence, lies Antarctica, the coldest, driest, and most unforgiving place on Earth. Here, temperatures can drop to an unimaginable -35 degrees Celsius, and icy winds whip across the plains with the force of a hurricane. No trees, no shelter, no mercy. Just endless snow and piercing cold. And yet, in this frozen wilderness, life thrives. Standing proudly against the storm are the emperor penguins, the only animals capable of surviving the brutal Antarctic winter. But how? How can a creature so small, with no fur or fire, withstand a storm that could freeze steel? When a blizzard strikes, the penguins do something extraordinary. They come together. Hundreds, sometimes thousands, form a giant, tightly packed group known as a huddle. Every penguin presses its body against the next, creating a living wall of warmth. This isn't random. It's a carefully balanced act of survival. By sharing their body heat, they create a microclimate, a tiny, living shelter in the middle of the storm. Outside the huddle, the temperature can plunge below -35 degrees Celsius, but inside, scientists have recorded temperatures soaring to +37 degrees Celsius, warmer than a human body. It's as if they have created a natural furnace, fueled not by fire, but by unity. Researchers studying this phenomenon were astonished. How could such small creatures maintain such a perfect system without communication, technology, or tools? High-speed cameras and thermal imaging revealed the secret. Every penguin's position matters. Their feathers are layered with microscopic air pockets that trap warmth, and when thousands stand shoulder to shoulder, the heat generated is shared through contact and trapped air. The result is a perfectly balanced thermal system, one that no human engineer has yet replicated in such simplicity and efficiency. But this strategy brings another challenge. The penguins in the middle of the huddle become too warm, while those on the outer edges face the full fury of the storm. If they stayed still, the ones outside would freeze, and the ones inside would overheat. So nature came up with a solution, one that shows the brilliance of instinct. Without a single command, the entire huddle begins to move, slowly, rhythmically, almost like breathing. The penguins in the center shuffle outward, while those freezing on the edge are gently pushed inward to share the warmth. This constant rotation ensures that every penguin, no matter where it starts, gets its fair share of protection. It's a cycle of compassion built into instinct, a design so precise that it appears almost mathematical. When scientists analyzed the movement patterns, they discovered something mind-blowing. The penguins move in waves, like ripples in water, each bird responding to tiny movements of the one beside it. These ripples create a synchronized motion, similar to how crowds move in a stadium or how heart cells pulse together in a body. In fact, mathematicians found that their formation follows equations seen in fluid dynamics, the same formulas that describe how waves move in oceans or air currents flow across the sky. It's as if the huddle itself is alive, a breathing organism made of thousands of hearts beating together for survival. For months, these penguins endure the long polar night, nearly 65 days of darkness and storms. They eat nothing. They barely move. They depend entirely on this cooperation to stay alive. And somehow, they do more than survive. They thrive. When the blizzards end, the huddle breaks apart, and the first rays of sunlight reveal the next generation. tiny chicks born in the most hostile environment on Earth. Their parents have achieved the impossible, sustaining life in a place where life should not exist. The story of the penguin huddle is more than science. It's a lesson. A lesson in unity, balance, and selflessness. Each penguin sacrifices comfort for the sake of another. Each movement is guided by instinct, or perhaps by something far greater. As we watch these birds face the storm together, we are reminded that survival is never about strength alone. It's about togetherness. And for those who believe, it's a reflection of divine wisdom. As the Quran says so beautifully, "Our Lord is He who gave each thing its form and then guided it." Subhanallah, glory.